Financial freedom is a mindset, and today we're going to investigate that mindset. This is all about living free with both money and with your van. A few years ago, I wrote a blog article for another website dealing with the importance of financial independence. Well, my thoughts on the matter haven't changed drastically, but the importance is greater now than ever before. And it's gone from talking about it to actually doing it for me. It's not going to be news to many that becoming financially independent is one of the most rewarding goals you can hit in life. Don't we all just sit down and imagine a point in time where we have control of every aspect of our lives, no longer a slave to the 9-to-5? Financial freedom is a mindset. It's not a set of steps that you follow from a Tim Ferriss book, although his podcasts are really great. Is financial freedom just making sure your assets pay for your liabilities? Is it just collecting passive income from several businesses? Nah. It's the thought processes you construct and the skills you get while creating those assets that allow you to be free. It's hard to be true to yourself when you're stuck dependent on somebody else. The wealthy see the writing on the wall. A direct linear time exchange for money transaction is a form of modern slavery. I know that's a very hot take. A job, that's an acronym for just over broke. Being untethered from a paycheck seems like an unobtainable goal for the average guy. We've all fallen for one of the greatest traps that's ever been constructed. Employees have been conditioned since preschool into becoming little batteries, cogs in the machine to power our modern-day oligarchs. We're dragged to school as children, we're told to follow orders. We go through the ropes, learning what's to be expected of us. Move on to the next grade and we do the same conditioning. Then the next grade. Then the next grade. Next. Then finally graduate. The next level of education, same thing, only this time we pay for it directly or through government student loans. God forbid you rack up debt on a degree that you can't get a return on investment on. Congratulations though, we're up to the next level. Welcome to Initech, how can I serve you today? Where you can keep doing what somebody else wants you to do. Maybe you get married, maybe you have a mortgage, a house, kids, soon the bills and your gut are increasing in size. You have to work harder to provide. People become so accustomed to working that society views not working as failure. All that work, and in the end, you don't get the time you invested back. You have been conditioned to work since age 5 when your mom dropped you off at preschool. Save up enough, and when you can't produce anymore, you can retire and die. The things you own end up owning you. Nobody would want that after that description. We're never sold that version of the story. Consider what we're all told of the successful career. Have you ever thought of not doing that? It seems downright dangerous, doesn't it? What would your friends think? Family, husband, or wife? Would they disown you? We think of people who don't work in a cubicle as lazy, uneducated, and unsuccessful. Everything we're taught from a child has this nice, convenient concept of civilization. The 9-to-5 workday exists to keep you hungry, to keep you tired, to never be alone with your own thoughts. But why is that? What if when you're alone, nothing to occupy yourself, no memos to write, no reports to file? What if you start to think? And if you put some thoughts into it, you might come to the realization that the whole racket is a scam to profit off your time. Soon we run out of time, and with it, the possibility to be financially free. Being financially free is not about being the 1%. It's not about being greedy or an evil capitalist. Being financially free is about independence, about having the ability to spend your time on your life's goal, or finding out what your life's goal is. But what choice do we have? A lot of my older articles ended here, with a bleak outlook on life, ending on a nice and angry note. Well, keep being angry, but channel it. There are absolutely paths out there that can go even through the dreaded corporation. One of the many benefits of being a consulting strategist is that I get to choose who I work with, and never fill out a TPS report. You can pick who you work for. You just need to understand how to leverage your worth into a position that teaches you. It's not a direct exchange of money for your time. If you're learning, networking, and growing at your normal 9-to-5, it's not the end of the world. In fact, ironically, while I used to have no work schedule and only do things whenever I felt like it, I never got a lot done. It was moving into a position where I had an office in that 9-to-5 that I got most of my work done. Working in bed is great, but your mindset changes drastically when you have to put on pants. Find the people who you can learn from, people who inspire you. They're your allies on this path to financial freedom. This was all a blog post I wrote back in 2016 on my website, zachkopek.com. You can check that out. There's not a lot there. I don't update it a lot. It was just something I stumbled back upon, and I thought it was neat to reflect on some of my old thoughts, and not a lot has changed from now. I still believe that absolutely is a mindset that we need to cultivate. It's something completely different. This was before I started the band stuff, and of course, that was one of the major things that drew me into it. Right now, I have the option to go back into a normal 9-to-5 office job. I've, get offers for it frequently, but it's not something I'm really super interested in because I want to build something that is anti-fragile. Something that when the economy collapses, I'll be bulletproof in a sense. I'll be able to eat what I hunt, and so to speak, and can live off of my own things. I'll never have to be worried about being fired or anything like that. I mean, right now it's a lot harder to do because I'm not only my own boss, but all my own workers and my own publicist and my own video editor, things like that. The return on time investment, if I'm just going from a monetary thing, it's not a great deal. Not too many people could go into the position I'm in, especially if you have debt or a family or anything like that, or expensive tastes. But how I'm looking at it right now is everything I do, it gets a little bit of monetary reward, but what I'm trying to build is a foundation to be able to support myself and a future family, give my kids everything that they need, and be able to homeschool them. I see the light at the end of the tunnel, but it's still a super long haul. So thank you for listening to some of my ramblings. Let me know if this hits home with any of you guys. This is somewhat part of why people like the van life and the tiny house stuff, because it offers an opportunity to live smaller and more minimalistically and possibly become financially free from it because you own your stuff outright. So if you see a little bit of yourself in that description, let me know and maybe we can have a discussion in the comments. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you guys tomorrow.